Hello there. The Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, just announced in his post-pandemic plan to help job seekers create jobs and protect jobs that millions of people are going on to universal credit. Firstly, please subscribe and like this video to give my channel a boost, and I'm always uploading new content, so please do check back daily. The Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, made his summer statement this afternoon and announced an ambitious plan for jobs. And reacting to what most pundits believe is the most pressing issue of the day, he said that tackling post-pandemic unemployment will be the most urgent challenge. And during his speech, he made the stunning admission that millions of people are moving on to universal credit. They need urgent support to get back to work. That's right, he said are, not will be moving, but are moving on to universal credit. And remember, the furlough scheme is still running. The Treasury, one supposes, gets regular updates on the numbers, but we will have to wait until next Thursday, the 16th of July, when the ONS issues the next set of employment figures for June. But this may be what drove today's agenda for the summer statement. Sunak made it clear right from the start that this would be all about jobs and said, "Our plan has a clear goal, to protect, support and create jobs," he said. "We entered this crisis unencumbered by dogma, and we continue in this spirit, driven by the simple desire to do what is right." He also said that unemployment was not an unavoidable outcome. But he made it clear that the furlough scheme could not endure for too long, and that it would be wound down as planned by October, which I see as a sensible move, as the country must get itself out of neutral and start engaging the forward gears once more. But that will of course take more government intervention, and this is where the Chancellor stepped in with his plan for jobs. And one of the first will be to offer all employers who take furloughed workers back onto the books a £1,000 bonus for each employee they keep, using a new jobs retention bonus scheme, but only if the worker is usefully employed until at least January 2021 and certain other criteria are met. The cost for that alone could run to £9 billion if all furloughed workers were retained by their bosses. But I'm wondering if firms who would struggle financially to keep staff on would be tempted by £1,000. And City AM quotes Matt MacDonald, an employment law senior associate at Pinsent Masons, who said, "Redundancies are generally carefully considered decisions which take into account the medium to long-term future of the business. It is unlikely that in the vast majority of cases a relatively small cash injection such as this is going to significantly change employers' plans." While Joanne Frew, National Head of Employment at DWF, said, "At a time when employers are making significant decisions about the future of their workforce, the jobs retention bonus might help steer some employers to avoid wide-scale redundancies while they wait to see what impact the stimulus plans have on the economy. Although a clear step in the right direction, some employers do not have the luxury of time and are having to make difficult decisions to survive." And many commentators are saying that the money will end up being given to the businesses that maybe don't really need it. The Chancellor also announced a kickstart scheme to get jobs going for 16 to 24-year-olds, worth about £6,000 to employers for every 6-month placement they give. This could create 350,000 jobs at a cost of £2 billion. Companies will also get £2,000 for every apprentice they take on and £1,000 for every trainee. And to help job seekers, the frontline support will see a doubling in the number of advisors as well as more careers advisors. Sunak has also announced today that stamp duty land tax will be set to zero for housing transactions of up to £500,000 until the 31st of March next year. This, he said, will get the housing market moving. But as I've said before, that tax saving for purchasers might just end up in the house seller's pocket anyway if they raise their prices. And to help the housing sector further, £2 billion is being allocated to green up the housing stock, with another billion for public sector buildings to be greened up. The hospitality and tourism sectors will see their VAT rate drop from 20% to 5% at a potential cost of £4 billion to try and get prices down to entice the punters in. And remember, while we're still tied to the EU, we can't take VAT lower than 5%. But Rishi Sunak also announced a new initiative that he said had never been tried before in the UK. It's something he calls Eat Out to Help Out, and it entails everybody being given government vouchers to go and spend in restaurants to get 50% off your bill. But you can only use them in participating eateries up to a maximum amount of £10 per head, and only on Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and it only applies to the food, not the drink. So quite limited in scope, but if successful, one hopes it might lead to larger schemes as time progresses, if they're needed. In fact, many are saying this scheme should have been a lot larger and more ambitious from the get-go. According to Azad Zangana, senior European economist and strategist at Schroders, overall, the Chancellor has announced some large and expensive schemes, but which are unlikely to have much of an impact on jobs or wider demand, as well as the policy changes announced today will do little to boost wider demand in the economy. The Chancellor may have to return with more measures in the near future. But it's the SMEs, the small to medium enterprises, that have taken the lion's share of the hit so far, with the CBI Director General, Caroline Fairbairn, saying, "Many viable firms are facing maximum jeopardy right now. The job retention bonus will help firms protect jobs, but with nearly 70% of firms running low on cash and 3 in 4 reporting lack of demand, more immediate direct support for firms, from grants to further business rates relief, is still urgently needed. The Chancellor must continue to balance the need to invest in a long-term, sustainable recovery while responding to the urgent challenges that companies are experiencing today. I have to say, we cannot expect to survive as a nation on shuffling government debt around and expecting some people to hollow out their finances while they sit around hoping that they might at some stage be allowed to rescue what's left of their and their families' futures. The end of furlough is still 3 months away, and January is still 6 months away. And how many businesses can really survive for any length of time in a sham economy where people can't get close enough to each other to do their work without wearing uncomfortable and cumbersome PPE? How many companies can keep this up for much longer? Except for the big corporates and multinationals, maybe. Oh, and don't forget the banks, of course. Unless the Chancellor really turns on the money taps and throws all national debt worries to the wind, we would need to see the lockdown and all social distancing restrictions totally lifted in the immediately near future to stand any chance of recovery. But all I can see is more grinding on with limited capacity for the UK economy to even rattle along the bottom. And the nearer we get to autumn and then winter, the less willing the experts and politicians are likely to be to risk the easing of restrictions for fear of a winter second wave of infections. Getting into the Christmas season and winter as we are now would be bad enough, but I shudder to think where we'd be if forced into another full lockdown for several more months. And you do have to wonder how effective these schemes of Rishi's will be as localised lockdowns occur and while our economy is in this current semi-comatose state. I do so hope I'm proven wrong to be as concerned about our financial futures as I am. Anyway, if you want to hear more from me, please don't forget to subscribe and also press that little bell, or you won't get any notifications. And if you want to see more of me, buy a mug with my mug on it. So what do you think about this? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching.